Welcome to solving multi-step equations. When solving multi-step equations, a good rule to go by is do all adding and subtracting first, and then any multiplication and division, unless it's in a fraction. I'll show you an example of that later. But we have 7m minus 17 equals 60. Like I just said, try and do all addition and subtraction first. We need to isolate the m. So we need to get m all by itself. When doing that, we need to remove the 17, negative 17, and the 7. And by doing that, we're going to move everything over to the other side. We do the opposite to move it over to the other side. So the opposite of negative 17 is plus 17. And what I do to one side, I do the other side. I rewrite what I didn't solve, 7m, that cancels out, equals, and then 60 plus 17 is 77. I now can separate the 7 and the m, which is joined through multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division, so I'm going to divide each by 7, leaving me with m equals 77 divided by 7 is 11. Now I can go back and check my answer. 7 times 11 minus 17 equals 60. 77 minus 17 equals 60. And hence 60 equals 60. I know I did my problem correct. Let's go on to number 2. Number 2, I have 2 times a minus 6 equals 4. I want to do my addition and subtraction first, so I want to move my negative 6 over to the other side. I do that by doing the opposite to both sides of the equation, which I'm going to add 6. I rewrite my problem. 2a cancels out, equals 10. Now I can separate the 2 and the a. They're connected through multiplication, so I want to separate it by dividing both sides by the 2, leaving me with a equals 5, or 10 divided by 2. I'm going to plug that back in to check my problem. 2 times 5 minus 6 equals 4. 2 times 5 is 10 minus 6. And 10 minus 6 is 4. 4 equals 4. I know I got the problem right. Let's go ahead and do another one. Number 3. P minus 15 divided by 9 equals negative 6. In this case, I want to do, I don't want to solve up here. I can't solve p minus 15. I have to get rid of the fraction first. And it's connected through division. They're dividing by 9. The opposite of dividing is multiplication. So I want to multiply both sides by 9. That cancels out, leaving me with p minus 15 equals negative 54. Because negative 6 times 9 is negative 54. Now I can move my 15 by doing the opposite operation, which is if I have a negative 15, the opposite is adding 15 or positive 15. And p, that cancels out, equals, signs are different, so I subtract. And negative 54 plus 15 is, negative 39. I can plug that back into the problem. Negative 39 minus 15 divided by 9 equals negative 6. Negative 39 and 15 would be 54. Negative 54 divided by 9, and negative 6 equals negative 6. So I know I did my problem right. Number 4. K minus 12 divided by 5 equals 4. Now you can think of this as working the problem backwards. I'm doing all the opposite operations to work the problem backwards. K minus 12 is divided by 5. The opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply by 5. That cancels out, leaving me with K minus 12 equals 4 times 5 is 20. And the opposite of subtraction is addition. So I'm going to add 12 to both sides, keeping it balanced. I bring down my K. That cancels, equals 32. I'll plug it back in. And 32 minus 12 equals 20. And 32 minus 12 is 20. So I know my problem is correct. Let's do another one. N plus 1 divided by, this is number 5. N plus 1 divided by negative 2 equals 15. Once again, I need to get rid of my fraction first, which is technically a division problem, and the opposite of division is multiplication. So I'm going to multiply both sides by negative 2 because I want that to equal 1, and negative 2 over negative 2 equals 1. I'm left with n plus 1 equals negative 30. 15 times negative 2. I'm going to subtract the 1 on both sides, leaving me with n equals, the signs are the same, so I find the sum, which is 31, negative 31. If I plug this back in, I get negative 31 plus 1 divided by negative 2 equals 15. Negative 31 is negative 30 divided by negative 2. And negative 30 divided by 2 is 15. Problem number 6. Let's go ahead and translate this into an algebraic equation and then solve. I have 16 is equal, there's my equal sign, to 7 increased, I'm adding when I increase something, the product. When I see that, what comes next is what I'm multiplying. And I'm multiplying 3 and a number. So let's go ahead and write this as an equation. 16 equals 7 plus, anytime I have a number and a variable, I can multiply together, I can just push them together. 3x. Okay, now let's go ahead and solve. I'm going to do my adding and subtracting first. I want to get all my numbers on one side. I want to get all my variables on the other side. So I want to move the 7 over to the other side. The opposite of positive 7 is negative 7. 16 minus 7 is 9. That cancels out, leaving me 3x. Yeah, the 3 is connected to the x through multiplication. The opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide both sides by 3, leaving me with x equals 3. Very good. Here we have a word problem using multi-step equations. And the first thing when you come across a word problem is to read the whole entire word problem. Hugo is buying a pair of water skis that are on sale for 2/3 of the original price. After he uses a $25 gift card, the total cost of the before taxes is $115. What was the original price of the skis? Next is to outline what we're looking for. The reason we outline what we're looking for is because that's our variable. That's our unknown, the price of the skis, which we're going to use P. Let me use a different color here. P. Because that's what we don't know, that's what we're going to look for. Okay, let's go back and pick out our keywords. We have Hugo is buying a pair of water skis that are on sale. Yay, there's nothing in there we can really use. So that whole first line we can scratch right out. Okay, he's buying it for 2/3 of the original price. Remember, we don't know what the original price is. Of means multiply, so it's 2/3 times P. After he uses a $20 gift card, this whole thing right here, when you use something, when you spend money, you're subtracting it. Well, how much is he subtracting? He's subtracting $25. The total cost would be $115. Now that we have our equation, we can go ahead and put it together and solve it. So we look up here, 2/3 times P, or 2/3 P. He's going to use his $25 gift card minus 25, and the total cost, or equals, was $115. They're not worried about taxes. So then we solve. We have a fraction with multiplication, 2/3 times P, and minus a negative 25. We're going to take care of the addition and subtraction first. So the opposite of, because our whole point is to isolate the P. That means get the P all by itself. So we have to move everything over to the other side. So the opposite of negative 25 is a positive 25. And what I do to one side of the equation, I do the other side of the equation. I bring down what I don't use. That cancels out. I bring down my equal sign. And I solve. 5 plus 5 is 10. Carry the 1. 2, 3, 4. 140. I have 23P equals 140. How do I get rid of the 2/3 is connected to the P? Okay. When I have a fraction connected to a variable and I need to separate them, I'm going to multiply by the reciprocal. And that way I can cancel them both out. But which technically equals 1. It'll equal 1P. But what I do to one side, I have to do to the other side. Okay, I'm going to come up here and solve this. 140, I'm going to make into a fraction. You can make any number or variable into a fraction by putting it over 1. times 3/2. Now, I'm going to cancel. I'm going to cross cancel so I don't have to simplify when I solve it. I know I have a numerator and denominator. I first take a look at 140. Is there a number on the bottom that has a common factor? Why, yeah, 2, because they're both even numbers. And the common factor is 2. I can divide that by 2, and I can divide that by 2. So let's see here. 140 divided by 2 would be 70 times, I didn't do anything with the 3, and 2 divided by 2 is 1. Now I can multiply straight across my numerator. 70 times 3. The shortcut way of doing this is saying 7 times 3 is 21, and then add my 0. So the original price before the sales price, before the gift card, was $210. Wow, they saved a lot of money. Let's talk about consecutive integers. Consecutive means that's a horrible O. In order. In order. A, B, C, D, that's in order. Consecutive even integers are 0, 2, 4, 6. Get my point? They're even numbers. Because they're integers, we can also include -2, -4, -6, -8, -10. Okay, so consecutive even integers, I'm doing what? I'm counting by 2. Very good. Consecutive odd integers, okay, are your 0. Oh, no, you want to include 0 in that. Are your, come on, change. Okay, 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, and because they're integers, you have to include your negative numbers. -1, -3, -5, -7, -9, and so on. Okay. Once again, I'm putting these dots there because it's meaning it continues. Once again, when dealing with consecutive odd numbers, I'm counting my odd numbers, and I'm counting by or increasing or decreasing. Well, the difference between 1 and 3 is 2. 3 and 5 is 2. 5 and 7 is 2. I'm counting by 2's. That's the pattern. The problem wants us to find 3 consecutive even integers whose sum is -42. Now, let the first one be a variable. That's the first one. That there is the smallest number. If I'm finding the sum, so I'm adding, I want you to think about this for a second. If I'm at 0, if x were 0, how do I get to 2? I would have to say x plus 2. Because if that's 0, plus 2 would give me 2. So that's one number, two numbers, plus, well, if x was 0, how do I get to 4? I would have to add 4. And I want them all to equal negative 42. And the same thing would go for consecutive odd numbers because you're counting by twos. If it was 4 consecutive numbers, your next number would be x plus 6, because it would be the 6th number. And see, this number here tells you how many numbers to jump. Okay, so I have a problem here. X plus 2 plus x plus 4 equals negative 42. Now I need to combine them. Technically, I have x plus 2 plus x plus 4 equals negative 42. How many x's? 1, 2, 3. So I have 3 x's, and then 2 plus 4 is plus 6 equals negative 42. I subtract my 6 because I want to get my x all by itself. And I have 3x equals, because that cancels out, 3, 12 minus 6. Why am I subtracting? The signs are the same. 6, 7, where can I rewrite this here? Let's go up here. 3x plus 6 equals negative 42. I subtract 6, bring down my 3x. That cancels out, equals, the signs are the same, so I find the sum, which is adding 6, 7, 8, 48. Need to separate the 3 and the x, the opposite of multiplication is division. So I'm going to divide by 3. And x equals negative 16. Well, that's great. But I'm looking for 3 numbers. So if this is negative 16, what's my next consecutive even number? Negative 16 plus 2 is, wait for it, negative 14. And then negative 16 plus 4 would be negative 12. And if I added negative 16 minus 14 and then minus 12, I would get negative 42. Let's try another one. I like these. These are fun. Okay. How about find 3 consecutive integers whose sum is 21. Okay, I'm going to find 3 numbers. I'm going to let the smallest one be x. Now it doesn't say if it's odd or even, so I'm looking for integers that go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because I'm just looking for integers that are in order. And I'm adding. So how do I get from, what do I add to get from 1 to 2? Well, I add whatever I start with plus 1. Plus, how do I get from 1 to 3? Because we're pretending we're starting with 1 here. How do I get from 1 to 3? I add 2. So that gives me 1, 2, 3 numbers who equals 21. Because if you notice, this is my first number, this will be my second number, and this will be my third number. Okay? So I'm going to add. I have x plus 1 plus x plus 2, removing the parentheses so I can combine. I have 1, 2, 3 x's plus 1 plus 2 is 3 equals 21. I subtract 3, giving me 3x, cancels out. 21 minus 3 would be 18. Divide by 3. And x equals 18 divided by 3 is 6. So this is my first number. 6. And then 6 plus 1. See, 6 plus 1. My second number is 7. And 6 plus 2 is 8. So my 3 numbers right in a row, 6, 7, and 8. If I were to add them together, 6 plus 7 plus 8, I would get 21. Or 15 plus 6 equals 21. There you go.